Introducing your new disqualified predictions champion, Caleb Went.
Oh, it's about time.
I was the inaugural. Since Bad Blood, I have held that title hostage.
Mind you, July.
Yep, it was a fight.
Tremendous fight, mind you. Caleb is feeling a certain type of feeling that not many people get unless you're a champion.
It is a validation. So, before we introduce this belt, I predicted Bash in Berlin. Clean swept it.
But it was before we introduced the belt.
Which is crazy.
But now, all is righted in the world again. So, I only missed one prediction.
Yep, we're hot potatoing that at Mania.
And
Is this the best prediction record? Or have you clean swept before?
I don't know if since holding the belt I've clean swept.
Maybe we'll have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, let's know in the comments.
Also, with all the predictions we've racked up with me owing 2, Gordon owing 1, and now Trevin owing 1, we are turning it into a battle of the punishments. So, it will be a trivia-like scenario. We will each go in with one punishment in mind. Trevin's, I already know what his is going to be.
I'm going babyface.
Gordon's will most likely be that spicy food again.
I actually am considering egging.
Egging. And me, I don't know. I'll probably take 3 chops for each loss. From each person. One chop from Trevin.
That could be
one
multiple
from Gordon,
chops.
One from
That's
Zach.
9 at the most.
No, I
Is
said
that losing?
one per
loss.
Yeah, one per person. So
How
one
many
from
times did you lose? 4?
3. Yeah.
So that's 9 chops.
But to be fair, chopping is especially a punishment for Caleb because little lore drop, he is missing a pectoral muscle.
Yeah,
True that.
on my right side. But that is all the preamble to say welcome back to Disqualified.
Disqualified.
It is Caleb, joined as always by Trevin, and for a special guest appearance and producer role for this episode, Gordon Pavlat joins the booth.
It's been a long time.
Good to have you back. Your last video, I think, was...
Well, the last video was...
That got up...
Of recording today of the 1st of March was the 28th, I believe, of February.
Jeez.
But my first mainstay appearance on the actual cast...
while you were on the booth.
Was maybe...
It was a PLE, I think,
a
still.
month ago? Month and a half at the most?
Yeah, it was a PLE, I think. That was the last video we released where you were still on
Saturday night's main event.
Yes.
Was it? So that was more than that.
It was...
It was quite some time.
I left for one day, and you decided if Trevin can leave for one day, I can leave for the entire show.
I can leave forever.
It
But then he
happens.
goes back.
Hey, it's not all the time. It's just every now and then. If I feel like I have something to say, I will stop by. Only to contribute to the conversation.
Yes, because this card, a lot happened.
I actually very despised what has happened tonight.
Oh, tonight. So, first of all, great show.
Amazing.
It was absolutely top notch.
The twisties and turnies.
Yeah,
With
so
these Tonys, yeah.
Triple H said that this is going to be a industry-changing weekend. And
What do you think it
he
was?
delivered.
Oh,
You think it was industry changing?
for the first time in a long time, he has actually kept his word on a PLE being good.
Look, all I can say is, in the history of this podcast, more PLEs have been good than bad. Triple H is probably one of the best bookers we have seen since early 2000.
He is really good.
He's good.
Yeah, we mentioned it while watching the show off camera. I don't know what crack Shawn Michaels is smoking, though,
No,
to
Shawn
book,
Michaels is a different
book
story.
NXT like he does.
Yeah, for him having to deal with probably, I don't know the books of it all, but probably since it's a smaller show, a smaller budget to deal with, Shawn Michaels has definitely put on better shows. However, Triple H has never put on a boring show.
I would never say boring.
Always interesting.
Some cards are a little like lackluster, not as like cinematic or moneymaker as some people would have liked. But all the shows, as a person who is a fan of storytelling, have had good stories all going into them.
Oh yeah, well, you were a fan of the earlier times. So when I say earlier times, this is pre-Trevin and I'd say like 2018, early 2020s.
I started watching when I was 5.
Yes, but when
my
we were
favorite
watching,
time period was probably, and this is gonna shock a lot of people, was probably like 2009 to 2014.
Well, that's when 14 hit. That's when I quit watching.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite time because that was prime Daniel Bryan, prime Cena, prime Punk, prime all those guys. But when you look back at 2019 through 21, and you look at through 24 is when we started this podcast.
Money in the Bank 24, yeah.
So 24 through 25 now. Would you say there is an improvement, even though there's less time now than there was then?
Actually, on the contrary, there's more time now. The time for shows has increased. I believe we got the 3rd hour of Raw in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And now you get 2.5 hours of Raw per week. You get 2 hours of NXT. Now you're getting Evolve, which I think is maybe going to be an hour or 2 on Wednesdays. And then you get SmackDown, which is 3 hours.
Yep.
And that is going back to 2 hours, they said, sometime in the summer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to count even more, you got LFG on Sundays. And also Sunday is also their documentary series day as well some weeks.
Yeah, but there's a lot of time. I think now it's booked better because while the women's division does need to be needs to be a heavier focus.
Dude, I'm sorry I had to interrupt you, but it's so weird.
Seeing it on me?
Chat, subscribers, this dude is the champion now. That is so weird because it's always around his neck or his stomach area.
Yeah.
Mainly
You
his
feeling
neck.
naked?
A little naked. As I said, I plan on hot potatoing that back to me.
I
at
just
Mania.
had it. I'll be the next one.
Or
I
as we
guarantee
mentioned, hey, I could double inaugural and win the NXT at Stand and Deliver.
Oh no, I think I got the NXT.
And I
one
fully
down
support
pat.
that. That seems fun to do.
Yeah.
But enough preamble.
Sorry about that, y'all. I just needed to
No,
put that out one more
it's a good
time.
talking point. Let's get in to the card, starting with your Women's Elimination Chamber match. This match consists of Liv Morgan, your new half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, with Bayley, Roxanne Perez, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, and Bianca Belair.
What a stacked card.
Yep,
bro.
and the 2 people that start in the 1v1 in the ring, not the 4 people in the pod, were Naomi and Liv. However,
Right before the action can get started, a storm has arrived in WWE.
I didn't think it was going to
Jade
happen.
Cargill makes her return
Finally.
after Tom Campbell of Cultaholic so eloquently puts it, got killed before Christmas.
I don't think it was that wrong to put it like that. Because
Yeah.
she definitely got messed up.
Yep, so
Yeah.
Jade Cargill got killed, and so she comes out and Liv is panicking.
yep, she's
Liv
like,
is like, no.
You can
not me,
visibly
not me.
see the distraught in her face.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
and then she stares at Liv, and then immediately decks Naomi in the face.
And she starts beating Naomi pillar to post.
Right in front of Bianca's pod.
It was for a good while, maybe about like 3-5 minutes.
Yeah,
When it was
that-
just constant
yeah.
beating, and you could see Belair's
Yeah.
like expression, like she
Yeah.
did not want
'Cause
to.
She
when-
was screaming.
Yes,
She
because
was.
when they announced that Naomi has been medically disqualified and eliminated, the 15, 14, 13 timer came up. So Jade was beating the snot out of Naomi for, I believe that means about
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do any of y'all know of this happening at any time before in the past?
I don't recall this. I remember the most infamous medical disqualification was Kofi Kingston is going down to face off for the World Heavyweight Championship Elimination Chamber match. And Edge, who just lost his WWE title match, Elimination Chamber match earlier on in the night, takes a steel chair, whacks Kofi, beats him up, and takes his place in the chamber and wins the match.
That's history for sure.
But so this leads to Jade beating up Naomi, throwing her into the chamber wall herself, throwing her into a pod, and then finally closing the chamber door on her neck.
The sliding door, and that's what disqualifies her.
Dude, when we all saw that, actually.
We literally stayed in ovation when Jade came back, and after the sliding door slide, we were like, oh!
Everyone had a gasp of air.
Yeah.
It was actually insane. Like, that was a pretty scary moment.
And hey, it was the perfect, not payoff. We finally get an idea of who attacked her.
Yup.
But this is going to lead to a Mania match.
You were mentioning about how, like, she got knocked out and she was facing face up,
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
So she was facing face up when she was on the car.
Hood of the
roof.
car. Yeah.
So it is very likely that she saw who attacked her.
Which makes sense that she knows who to attack right away.
Yep.
Yep.
And so this leads to, like Trevin said, Naomi being medically disqualified. So now you're down to 5 women in the chamber
Before a
match.
pod even opens. Has that happened in chamber history at all?
I don't believe so.
No.
This is the first time of my knowledge.
If you guys know, leave it
Yeah.
down below. I mean it.
I love
leave
to
it
learn
down
new
below.
wrestling information.
Yep.
No,
It's
everyone
one of my
loves to
favorite
do it.
pastimes.
Wrestling is awesome.
Especially because, as we mentioned, we have a trivia show coming up soon. So
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm probably going to lose that.
Wrestling Jeopardy, here we come. It's going to suck.
Contractually, obligation states that
You're owed a punishment.
I'm owed a punishment.
yeah.
Punishment.
Right?
Hey, to be fair, I am the newest fan in this booth because Caleb, a little lore drop, introduced me to wrestling in.
He kind of reintroduced us all at the same time.
He got I played a couple video games with one of my neighbor buddies, but never actually watched the product. I started watching the product night 1 of WrestleMania 39 because you're like, this Bloodline storyline is cinema. I feel like
that was such a good show, by the way.
As soon as I showed him the Bloodline stuff, he was like,
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah, and me, I was a early,
lapsed fan.
I'm a lapsed fan. Like, I haven't really watched it since, like, the early 2008/14 area.
Yeah, I stopped watching when I got into high school.
Yeah, I mean, so we all, like, haven't watched it at one point, came back to it at one point. Like, all you need to know is, like, we're in it. Me, not as much as them. Like, these guys are your main boys. This is the qualified, baby.
Yeah.
But, like...
And I was even watching years before we started the podcast.
Yeah, for real, yeah. He was always telling us, like...
I was like, you guys got to come over and watch it. It's just entertaining.
And then he showed us that SummerSlam? Or... I know was it Mania? Yeah,
it was
Mania.
Yeah, Mania 39, yeah.
Yep.
And then we...
I seen Cody lose that.
And then
Cody won.
And then I
against
started paying attention to weeklies. Yeah. Yeah,
My
and
bad.
then I started
Lapsed.
paying attention to weeklies and watching the PLEs every time at your house. The very next Money in the Bank where Priest and Io won. I was like, oh.
Which that was a year before this podcast. Yeah?
Yes.
Yep.
So, like, there has been always a making of the podcast.
Yeah, we would have plentiful of card discussions about the show, and we were like, let's post our talks on YouTube.
Well, not to give our location away too much, but we live fairly close to Gurney. So whenever we go down to Gurney Mills to go to the mall, we'd have discussions about wrestling on the way down.
Yeah.
for part of
a fairly
the
good drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also used to work at the same place, and it was about a 20-minute drive to our job, so that also gave us some time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
wrestling is a good subject for the friend group.
Yes,
Yeah.
but now getting back into the match, the first
What a
person
tangent.
To escape their pod after watching one friend beat the snot out of another friend, and
Bianca Belair.
yep, having to stare down and fight the very person who took her tag title off her.
Who she blamed for attacking her friend because, once again, being at the scene of a crime does not implicate you on said crime.
All I
Yep.
can say is Liv Morgan did not deserve the hate that she got
No.
by Miss
But
Belair.
yeah, but Bianca is going through it. She wanted to leave the chamber to check on Naomi and possibly
Yeah, she was
talk.
not in it.
Yeah, and possibly talk to Jade about what the F is
Oh,
going
no,
on.
Jade was already gone.
Yeah,
No, Jade
But-
was messed up.
yeah,
Jade
but
came out, did her shit, and left.
She was-
yeah, but Liv wasn't giving her a chance. She's like, "Nah, you win this match," and yanked her by the ponytail, and they started squabbling.
And then your next entrant into the match is NXT's Roxanne Perez.
My favorite from NXT and probably the best women performer other than Liv and Rhea, because we all know Rhea's at the top. But Roxanne
What about
Perez. I love EO. I do, but it's just they're not pushing her like they should.
Oh,
You're not
After
the only
Monday-
person who thinks that.
No, I know I'm not the only person that thinks that because EO is such a talented individual and she's cute. But anyways,
Yeah, so
I love
Roxanne
Roxanne.
Perez enters next, gets good offense in. She knows that Bianca emotionally distressed. Liv,
Only NXT star to show up tonight, yeah?
yeah,
Which is awesome. Great representation.
and Liv, she just had a squabble with Bianca a little bit. She's a little exhausted. She's a little tired.
and then your next entrant into the match is Bailey.
Yep.
Who I initially thought was gonna win. Because she's so well accomplished. She's just that powerhouse of a woman in this area.
Yeah. Yeah, they showed everyone's accolades when they entered the chamber, and Roxanne, for being an NXT star, they mentioned that she broke the Iron Woman record for the Rumble. They mentioned she was runner-up. They mentioned she is a two-time NXT Women's World Champion. It's for just being an NXT star, she looks like a threat and has accolades. She has a bright future ahead.
She is a threat. Considering
she's
the
the future.
performance that
Yeah.
she put on tonight.
Yes,
It was
and-
awesome.
Yes, and then they also showed Liv's accolades, and I'm like, that's a lot of accolades.
No, Liv does have a lot. But like I said earlier, so does Miss Bailey.
Yes.
They both... Because Liv just came off such an impressive title reign, lengthwise. Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, she didn't, perform for her title.
Yeah.
But the fact is, she still held that reign. It
Yeah.
was creative's decision to make it that way. She's a good champion.
Yeah.
She held it.
Yeah, so Bailey enters, and then, I don't think we see any eliminations before the last chamber
Nope.
opens.
And your final entrant, the final member of this match, Alexa Bliss.
And holy cow, I haven't really seen her wrestle.
She was schmoving.
She was moving, yeah.
You haven't seen her wrestle because she's been out pretty much the whole time you've
Yeah,
been
for a
watching.
long time, yeah.
She
And I'm
is-
impressed.
Amazing. I can't wait for bigger and brighter things for her moving forward.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I knew she wasn't going to win this match because it's too early.
Too early, yeah.
Too early for her to go. right
But
into the
she
title.
reminded us that she's the 5 feet of fury.
Yeah, for real, it's impressive that she's so small in stature, yet she was so big in the impression of the match.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
actually
Like
insane.
the buzzer hit for her to enter, and you felt the emotion in the chamber and ring change.
You could see it on the look of her eye. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, she
But-
means business.
And then your first official elimination, other than medical disqualification, is Bailey.
Yup.
I was not expecting that.
Roxanne Pinder, right?
Mhm.
Yep. So setting up their possible Mania bout because they have been building up beef, which will be one of the first, a very small number, like probably can count on one hand, NXT stars participating on the Mania card.
There was Rhea. There was, yeah. I think Rhea might have been the first.
And only.
Yeah.
They've been pushing Rhea that long?
Rhea won the second Mae Young Classic.
I'm sorry.
And that was in like
I'm
2017.
sorry, wrestling fans. What the F
Oh,
is a Mae Young Classic?
So it was the all women's tournament. So back in 2016.
So Mae Young as in the name.
Mae Young was a old school female wrestler.
Okay.
She's like one of the first to do it, like in WWE.
Okay, no, okay. No, I'm glad. I was in the right
But
thinking.
in 2016, because they did this around the same time, the Cruiserweight Classic, which was an all men's cruiserweight division tournament, they did the Mae Young Classic, which was an all females tournament.
Yeah.
And it introduced a bunch of new stars like Bianca, Dakota Kai, Rhea, Tegan Knox.
It's crazy because one of those names was in this event tonight.
Yep. And then the first one, Rhea lost, and second one, she got her new character change with the
So that went from like the blonde to the goth?
Yep.
Okay,
not
okay.
fully right away. She had like her hair was braided and pushed over to a side. She won the second one, and then she went on to be the inaugural women's NXT UK champ.
Mm-hmm.
And she held that for a while, lost that to Kaylee Ray, who went on a huge run, who is now Alba Fire. And then she went over to NXT US, took it off of Shayna Baszler, who was Shayna 2-time, because she won the NXT Women's Championship 2 times. And then she was main roster bound after that. So yeah, no, Rhea's been pushed heavily for a while, and so has Bianca, which...
And that just shows where talent lies.
Yeah, where talent lies.
Yeah.
And then next, we get Roxanne getting eliminated.
Yep. By Alexa?
So it was... she was going for a Pop Rocks on Bianca.
Yes. All right.
And then
Well,
she
actually, before we get to her elimination, we have to get to the best spot of the match, which was Bianca and Liv fighting on top of a chamber
Oh
pod.
my god, the crack of the whip.
Oh.
Dude.
Bianca whipping Liv with her hair in her side. The hardest I've ever heard that.
Busting her open.
Yeah, it was quite a scary.
Yeah,
then
like we
after-
were silent for a solid 5 minutes because of our initial reaction. Then they kept replaying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they replayed it like 4 or 5 times, maybe.
And then-
it was scary sounding every time.
And then Liv lands on the floor. The 3 smallest competitors in the match, funnily enough, all line up together and get splashed on by Bianca Belair doing crossbody off the top of the chamber pod. And then we get the sequence where Roxanne gets eliminated, going for a Pop Rocks into a code breaker, into a Twisted Bliss.
Yep, for
By-
Alexa giving the 1, 2, 3. Meaning...
Now we're down to 3.
Yep. Which is Liv, some people's favorite because of the beef she has with Rhea and Io. My pick of Alexa Bliss and Caleb's pick of Bianca.
And the next eliminated person is
Alexa Bliss.
giving me the first point because our winner,
is
Bianca Belair.
Yep. So, some story
Very
beats
good.
that happened with these elimination sequence is Alexa hit
A Sister Abigail DDT.
on Bianca or
I believe it was Bianca.
yes, but Liv rolled her up because she was in position, and I believe this probably sets up Alexa finally joined the Wyatt Six, and her and Nikki
Cross.
are going after the tag titles.
Yep, and I think that'll be a Mania match.
Yep. Which you've expressed on this podcast before about supernatural figures going after gold.
You know what? Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross have won the tag titles together before. With this being supernatural, it's not really supernatural.
It's a lot less supernatural. They're people. They're
like their name implies, they are just Wyatt sycophants. Like they just are in love with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
and his
they're not fully right in the head either.
Yeah,
it's the
so
characters.
they're just
trying
wearing
to present.
masks.
Yeah.
So I would not mind them going to win titles. I would not mind that. It's more of it's like, for example, you guys don't know this character, but in our wrestling in WWE 2K24, Zach has a character called Azrael.
Yep.
Who is a very much undead character.
A demon.
Now, if someone
nicknamed the Necromancer.
Yeah, the Necromancer. Yeah.
Now, if someone like that, and kind of to a lesser extent, Bray Wyatt when he was the Fiend, when they win titles, I think it's kind of weird because you put yourself in a corner of you want to make this monster look strong, but also you are devaluing your title in a slight bit by making it so no one can really get it. Like when the Fiend had it, he had to lose it to fucking Goldberg.
Yikes.
Yeah, and like that was a shit show because they booked themselves into a corner. No one was going to beat them. So send out the person that has the biggest, the second biggest undefeated streak.
Yep, and is known for squash matches.
Yep.
So he's powerhouse enough to have a match that ain't a squash match, but is a realistic bout against a literal demon man.
Yeah, so it's just when they're too supernatural, like The Undertaker, it's hard for me to take him seriously as a champion because I feel like he himself was the champion, mainly because of his streak. Like, you fought Undertaker, you're fighting, you're damn near main event status.
Dude, not only that, Undertaker is one of the most, like, paranormal dudes as well. So he has all worlds going for him to make him so great.
But after Alexa gets pinned, Liv and Bianca have a who can hit their finisher first, and it was Bianca.
Well, to be honest, Liv had a lot of technical responses where she was reacting to one and the other. She was going between both fighters. It was Bianca and
for those who
Alexa Bliss. Yes.
For those who
getting tossed.
For those who play the video game, the final 5 minutes were a matter of both people pressing Y at the same time.
No, so a classic Zack and I match in 2K24.
Yeah, it was straight
where we just continuously reverse everything we do.
Yep.
But yeah, at the end it sees Bianca pick up Liv from the corner to hit a KOD for the 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Giving me 1 point on the night.
Yep. And we see Bianca celebrating, pointing out the WrestleMania song, and then no music, just sneaking out to congratulate her and also stare her down. Rhea walks in, staring down Bianca, being like, yeah, people have wanted this match. And then...
for a while.
Yep. And then you forget that this Monday, it's the winner of this match. Io also walks in, staring down both people, being like...
And I think Bianca costs Io the match, and we get the triple threat.
Hey, all I can say is Io has been an exceptional player within the realm of WWE.
Unfortunately,
and she deserves this chance.
Unfortunately, she's been an afterthought going into this.
Well,
season.
because they just messed her up.
Because she was such a card builder after she won Money in the Bank,
which was our thing. Like, we'd always praise her because she would do the stunts that no one else would do. The trash can spot.
I think the thing that really took her spot out was Charlotte coming back.
Well, Charlotte is just a big character
this
in general.
I think if Charlotte doesn't return this year, you have Io winning Rumble.
I would love it.
But you had Io get eliminated in that big spot that eliminated a lot of the contenders, which just sucked because then you had the other big contender that was in there get tossed out 20 seconds later, and that was Liv.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't consider her a big contender. She's more of like a sneaky contender where she could win it.
Because people have explained on the internet being like, while we are sick of and are glad it is finished, the Liv Rhea rivalry ended on a weird note. Like,
most definitely, yes.
Yeah, it's like Rhea won the title back. It was a clean pin. Liv just couldn't cheat hard enough, and that was that. That was wraps.
Yep. And now moving into your second match of the evening, Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae in tag team action.
I haven't seen Trish Stratus since the last time I played WWE SmackDown vs. Raw. 2007. This lady is old for the business. However, she did not look old in the ring.
Nope, she was moving.
Hey, she holds her own. So this is her second mini run of she's actually going to continue to wrestle beyond this. Last year, or not last year, it was 2023, I believe. At the end of it, she had a mini run. She won the women's tag championships with Lita. Then Lita got injured, and then she held them with Becky. And then that became a whole rivalry and saga. So she's been back in the business for a little bit. She can still go at an incredible rate.
From what I've seen, yeah, I agree.
I think it was a perfect chance to put her with Tiffany in this match.
Yep.
Make sure that you can, if she is rusty, hide her in a tag match.
Because,
that wasn't necessarily needed.
No, but
No, she was
But as
straight.
you mentioned, hide her behind Tiffy. They had about equal spot and like ring time as well. Like Trish got her ones in, and Tiffy did end up doing the final play to get the pin. But both these stars, like you had Legend, you had WWE Legend get in her ones, get in her nostalgia stuff, and then up and coming Tiffany Stratton. Up and coming, even though she is your women's world champ on the SmackDown brand, also get in her ones to show like here's the legacy, this is the future.
And the match ends with a top rope Stratusfaction into a prettiest moonsault ever. And 1, 2, 3. The team of your WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton, and Trish Stratus win the match.
Yep.
We both predicted this, so this moves me up to 2-1 in predictions.
I honestly didn't think that would happen because of her age.
Notably, pinning Nia.
No, which is a person in the company who's up.
Yeah. Also an important note because this means that Nia no longer has any reason to go after Tiffy.
Yep, you got pinned by her twice now.
Yep.
And moving on to our third match of the evening, our unsanctioned match of the night, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn.
I hate to say this. I'm a big Sami Zayn fan. This was probably the most uninteresting match I've seen tonight.
This is second place for me behind the men's chamber.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is match of the night just because
there were good spots.
No, you're not wrong.
I'm a big
There were
fan
good
of
spots,
high
yes.
spots.
Yeah.
Where they actually mean something. You had Sammy throwing Kevin through 2 tables in the concourse. You had Sammy getting thrown off the top rope through 2 tables ringside.
Yep. You had the hockey stick paying homage to their home country.
True
You
that.
had Sammy pulling out a barbed wire chair.
No, I was not expecting that. That seems too hardcore.
Can we
for the
talk
match.
about the barbed wire chair and all the spots?
No,
it was
let's
in?
talk about
Talk
it.
about it.
Yep.
What you want to talk about?
So the first spot we see is that it's getting used as a chair, going for the sides, but then Sammy's like, nah, sets it up, hits an exploder onto it.
No. He sets it up. And then he sets Kevin up Kevin gets to the corner. Sammy gets up. Kevin goes to run. He trips him.
Yeah.
So Kevin goes face first into a barbed wire chair.
And it wasn't an exploder. It was, then he sets it up where he lays it flat, puts 2 chairs to support it, and then Blue Thunder Bomb. And I'm like, what the?
Yeah, Kevin ate it for sure.
The worst part was, it was still on one chair, and I think the ref moved the chair out from underneath the chair, and he just kind of took another second bump onto the barbed wire chair.
Yeah, no.
And I thought, fuck, that's the ending. Of course, they give it to superpowered Sami Zayn. Kick out. And then is the...
He always kicks out. That's Sami Zayn's thing.
What I would call the death of Superman. This is the death of Sami Zayn.
Yep.
After this kick out, nothing goes Sammy's way.
Nope.
You get multiple pop-up power bombs.
Which is super good because I'm sick of Sami Zayn coming out on over top every time.
Yep. You get 2 power bombs on the apron. And
Stunner, I believe.
Yep.
In the spot. Yep.
And then 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And Kevin Owens wins, thus securing my victory.
As I
predictions champion.
Yep, as I cannot rack up enough points to claim it.
More importantly,
after
Kevin Owens actually gets a meaningful win.
Yes.
After a very long time.
After a huge losing streak, as he has mentioned before.
Yeah, I'm glad they gave it to Kevin. I felt
I would have been mad.
He could have took this loss.
Yeah.
No, he should have, and I'm glad he did. I would have been mad if he won.
Sammy was selling that his neck was still not at 100%, so it makes sense that there was no way, no matter how much Super Sammy you see, he wasn't taking it. But
after the match, we get Kevin walking back up, and then he says, "You know what? I'm
F
not
it.
done murdering this guy."
Nope.
He walks back down, peels up the padding, and he's going to hit a package pile driver onto the concrete.
I hear voices in my head.
And Randall Keith Orton, full government, comes out.
And he is pissed.
And
Very
he
pissed.
starts beating the brakes off of Kevin Owens.
RKO, punches, and then he's like, you know what? I recognize this position a little bit. Let me go to the corner.
First, he gets a chair. Then he's like, you know what? Not good enough. Then he walks into the corner, sets up for the punt.
And I'm like, ain't no way he's bringing this back.
And as soon as he closes in on his target,
security swarms him.
And Kevin rolls out the ring.
Yep. Like, security, because that's the thing, is that during the Sammy Kevin match, 3 agents from HR came out being like, do you want us to cancel this? Because we have the power.
Yeah.
We would like you alive.
But
we need you alive. I don't know.
Has plot armor this episode, so he escapes.
Yep, but
unscathed.
Yep, but mate, it was crazy how fast security and HR swarmed Randy because they're like, because I made the joke of like, nah, you ain't kicking him to AEW.
Yeah.
No, it seems like everyone goes to AEW after
If you
WWE.
get punt kicked, you're going to AEW, pal.
No, but I blame Rock because during the pay-per-view, he texts me. And I'm like, oh, Randy Orton's here. And all I hear is, and I'm like,
because we were a little behind because we were making
shit.
pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls are a must for WWE.
Yeah.
Always make them before.
Yeah.
But, fortunately, we got to skip all the other meaningless commercials.
Yes, thank
And we get
goodness.
straight into the action with your men's Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah, but Randy, still with adrenaline and some pissed off attitude, RKO's 3 security guards.
Yep. And now,
That seems like Prime Orton right there.
your main event. Starring John Cena,
Bam!
CM Punk,
Bam!
Seth Rollins,
Bam!
Drew McIntyre,
Bam!
and the 2 polar bears in Arlington, Texas themselves, Logan Paul and Damian Priest.
And bam and bam. I'm sorry.
Priest put on a show.
I do not like Priest.
Hey, going into this match, it looked so predictable.
It did look predictable. I agree with that.
And
yes.
the
internet was crying along because of what happened after the Rumble and with him not showing up. People were like, "See, we're fine with Cena not winning." But let me tell you that this match cooked.
Yes.
Sizzling.
The first elimination coming after all 6 men have entered. Your first 2 men in the match. No? Yeah.
I think there was
No,
Was
everyone
there?
was in there.
Oh, sup.
No, I don't think Punk was in.
No,
Punk-
Punk was in.
Punk came out after the first elimination.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the first 2 men starting this match off are Drew and Seth.
Yeah,
Yep.
my favorite Drew.
WrestleMania rematch, baby.
Your first entering combatant from the Chamber Pods is Damian Priest.
Yep. And he cooked.
And
No,
again,
he always
We
cooks.
we called him a polar bear, but he showed up.
Well, there's a reason why he's just that pushed in the company at the moment.
Yep.
Like, he is tenacious, for sure.
And then you get your 4th competitor entering the match, Logan Paul.
Yeah, Logan! I like him a lot. He's so good.
And then the action starts to pick up. You get a lot
Yep.
of high spots here
Yep.
and there.
See-
And then
Cena enters.
Cena enters.
Yep.
Which is
And then
the
we
goal,
get not
apparently.
1, but 2 eliminations
Yep. So
before Punk gets in the ring.
we get a John Cena
5 moves of doom.
5 moves of doom spot on everyone else. So Logan eats a AA. I believe Rollins also eats an AA.
Yep.
Damian Priest eats the shoulder tackle, and I
Yep.
think Drew eats the sidewalk slam or the side slam.
Yep.
Right after John is about to go for the pin, Claymore on John, and
Yep.
my boy.
he's going for Drew is going to pin Cena. Damian
Rolls up for the 1,
2,
3.
and
Why
it's
do they
very-
gotta do him like that?
It is very much looking like we are going ahead with the Drew and Damian
Especially-
at WrestleMania.
Especially after this elimination, before Drew is walked out, because ain't no way those tiny security men are forcing
Pushing
Drew
him
out.
Claymore.
Claymore onto Priest, and then Logan sees the opportunity to hit his frog splash on Damian for the 1,
Yes.
2, 3.
Side note on that. Hello, Disqualified. Yeah, I'm here to complain about Drew McIntyre continuously losing the most important matches of his career. Why does he have... Quiet! Anyways,
I mean, he's got points.
I'm sick and tired of him always putting up these people who come out of fucking nowhere, to be honest. CM Punk, a guy who has had trouble with the company for so long when not CM Punk, I apologize. Drew McIntyre has been putting his back towards the company.
Drew McIntyre also got released by the company.
Yeah.
Slap, slap, slap. Drew McIntyre deserves so much because since this podcast has started, he has been taking L's left and right for so-called greats.
Microplastics.
Slap, slap, slap. The last time, he's been taking too many losses, and it's honestly quite deplorable.
And now back to your regularly scheduled content.
Calm down, Grandpa.
I'm sorry. When it comes to Drew McIntyre, I've always wanted to say this. It's
But you
quite
do
deplorable.
bring up a good point of Drew has been taking L after L, but the thing is that despite the L's, he's still main event card level.
He is, but he needs the chip.
Oh yeah, no, he needs some wins. I
Yeah.
think sometime this year he gets it.
I don't think because they
I-
got so many names.
Due
right
to
now.
the winner of this match eliminating my King of the Ring winner pick, I kind of see Drew winning King of the Ring.
Yep, but
I would not be on
the
that.
next elimination we see is of that goddamn idiot Logan Paul.
Yep.
I like Logan Paul.
Yep. Well, so Punk finally enters after we are down to just 4, which is funny because you see him and Logan after having some promo beef square up because of
when
them
he was
spit
at
firing
the
on
door?
the
Paul
mic.
pulls
Waiting for
a,
him to come out.
pulls a very video game move of in the elimination chamber of everyone else is out. You're the only one left. I'm gonna puppy guard your chamber.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
spawn camping.
waiting.
And
He
what's
knows
funny is
that Punk is coming
Yeah,
out.
and what's funny is that Punk was waiting for it too because the buzzer hit and he told the ref that's supposed to pull the door. He's like, "We know it's me. Open the dang door."
He's like, you know it's me. Open the fucking
What
door.
a Punk move, though.
So we get Punk Logan going right at it after some back and forth. A go to sleep to that fucking idiot.
1, 2, 3.
Not gonna lie, I thought Logan Paul might have had a chance to win tonight.
No.
You funny.
There was a polar bear in Arlington, Texas, and his name was Logan Paul.
Yes. Drew, after his promo work, lost some polar bear status. He might
I mean, Damien.
Oh yeah, Damien. Yeah, he lost some polar bear status. Moved more towards like
A penguin.
penguin. Yeah, it's like he's not as obvious, but you're like, oh, we got a zoo escapee.
Yeah.
So escaping.
Moving us to our goated final 3 of Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and my goat, John Cena.
Unprecedented, in my opinion, because I didn't think Punk was gonna last that long.
Yeah, because we had the person who thought Punk was winning. We had the fan favorite, the GOAT, John Cena, and we had my pick of Seth Rollins still in the chamber. We're like, oh, this about to cook.
At one point, I thought Rollins was gonna bring it on top.
Yeah, and we get some back and forth, and the biggest high spot coming when Seth throws John through a chamber pod.
And the one and only chamber break.
Yep.
This pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Which was quite nice.
Yeah, and
If you don't call the lights falling off the inside of the
oh yeah,
but like they
Punk
broke
kept
in.
Yeah, Punk's pod was the pod for bashing people's face in a lot, so one of his LEDs fell off, and you could see him in the background keep trying to put it back on, being like, "Why are people
I
picking
thought
on
it
my
broke
pod?"
open. I wasn't the
Yeah.
only one, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, but it was funny. But yeah, quick side note. I said this while we were watching live. Apparently, Punk is the only person that's allowed to kick out of the stomp. Him and Roman.
Yeah, so after some great
They
back
got
and
planned.
forth, I think we see Cena go for an AA. Rollins jumps out of it right into a GTS. 1, 2, 3.
Yup.
Oh,
And then, much like the pissed off Drew McIntyre, Seth is also pissed off. Punk and Cena squabble up. Classic match straight out of 2014. Trying to hit submissions. And Seth, with the generational beef he has with Punk, Punk is on the ropes, just freshly broken out of a submission. Curb stomp.
Making that man look like me in the morning, hitting snooze on my alarm.
beat me.
And then Cena's opportunity pulls him back into the ring to hit the STF while he is
Which
still dazed.
finally looked proper.
Yep,
It
he was
looked like a
he
good
was bicep
version of it.
hugging the neck and Punk not tapping out, so he still looks like a credible fighter. But
Passes out in the submission.
yep,
And your winner of the 2025 Men's Elimination Chamber match, John Cena, my GOAT. who
people
I
were
did
doubted.
Not pick because I thought they were going with Punk, but it solidifies me as your new predictions champion.
John Cena's going to WrestleMania.
Yep,
And
but yes,
that's
but
not all, folks.
no,
But wait, there's more.
Yep. But something I want to bring up as it's a discussion point is that Seth's curb stomp and him staring down for John to finish Punk brings up the question, because Roman is still technically, whether in story or IRL, on injury leave. He's on injury protocol. Do we see Seth v Roman at this Mania, or do we see Seth v Punk at this Mania?
Did we accentuate that Cena is now a fucking heel?
We didn't even get to there yet.
We didn't get to there yet. Yeah.
Oh, hold it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you guys going in the 1, 2, 3
Spoiler
Cena
alert.
wins.
Spoiler
I'm so
alert.
sorry.
Yeah.
That's
Spoiler
the biggest news of the
I'm
Yeah,
not having
spo-
to give this to you to bleep that out.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
Yeah.
But it's...
Yeah, that's
insane.
after the Rock
I'm
promo,
so
yeah.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But
I thought that was during the match.
I
No.
think we definitely see Rollins v. Roman at Mania.
All right,
They're
because
they're 2 for 2 against each other. Makes sense. This is the rubber match.
do you think it has a stipulation like Last Man Standing?
Maybe bloodline rules. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Fuck it. Put it in the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
Make the Hell in a Cell actually mean something.
that's fair. This feud, this rubber match is a Hell in a Cell worthy. Like no one can interrupt it. Squabble up.
But after this match,
The
the
ca-
chamber rises.
And we hear wrestling has more than one royal family. And
Here comes your WWE undisputed WWE champion,
us.
Cody Rhodes. You did fail by spoiling this.
Failed us.
Cody Rhodes comes out. He shakes John Cena's hand, and then here comes Dwayne Johnson with a special Fiend remix of his theme song.
Which
Yep.
was not bad.
No.
It
was a lot
actually
better
dope.
than the New
Actual
Orleans
song?
one
yep,
on Friday.
yeah.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to say actual song.
Yes, I did.
But anyway.
Oh no, it is better than the actual rock song.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, Rock is here to get Cody's final answer.
With Travis Scott with the hardcore title.
Yep.
And-
He was saging every like 5 minutes.
Yep. So Rock enters the ring and he says,
Yep.
"We are here. The moment has arrived. I need your answer."
It's crazy because
John
You
Cena
guys
is also
told
still
me.
in the ring. He is still.
yeah, he's like on the sideline.
Yeah, he's like facial reaction being like, "What you gonna do, Cody?"
He's doing what his character's been doing the past few years in promos of just sitting in the background reacting.
Yep.
All I can say is I apologize for spoiling it.
Yep.
Everyone.
But
chat.
we have given but Caleb is waiting to give Cody's response because it was funny.
Cody says,
It was not. It was badass.
and I will say the whole thing. I want it all. I want everything but my soul. I've given it to these people.
Snap!
To them.
Snap!
Rock,
Snap!
go fuck yourself.
And I say snap!
No censor.
No sense.
It was so perfect. I thought this was only things that happen in my promos that I make in my head. Cody says, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fuck you, Rock!
And then Rock
What?
says, well, Cody daps up Cena.
Yep.
They hug. 3, 2, 1. Low blow from John Cena.
Yeah, I'm just gonna exit out of here. I'm sorry for spoiling it. They got it
First
from
the
me.
New Day, now Cena are heels. They said it couldn't be done.
Oh my God. The perfect way to write Cena winning his 17th. And Gordon made a good point off camera when you're watching it. This is how you definitely instill Cody as a champion. You have Cena win it here. Cena holds it for a few months, doesn't have to be long. Going into next Mania season, don't have Cody win the Chamber or the Rumble match. Have him win Chamber, and then have him win it not for his dad, not for his family, but for himself.
BAM!
Himself.
Yep.
But I thought it was going to be Punk selling out his soul.
Nope.
But it was John
Yep.
Cena.
But however, we did mention earlier after we had the discussion about Punk v Seth at Mania instead of Seth v Roman, we did mention that we still could get a historic triple threat because Punk still has that favor from none other than political mastermind Paul Heyman.
But, yeah, this was a wonderful way to end the show.
It was insane. Our jaws were on the floor because we're like, they said it couldn't be done.
So now we don't know where we go from here. We just know that the Mania matches are set.
Yup. So your world title match is confirmed for Mania.
The Raw side, let's just get the Raw side out the way. Gunther v. Jay for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley or Io Sky following Monday's Raw.
Yep.
And for the SmackDown side of things, John Cena versus your WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, and Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. And
Just 4 matches and it's already looking stacked.
that is it. One thing we didn't do, we didn't grade these matches. So with the Women's Elimination Chamber, give us a grade.
S.
I'm gonna give it A+.
Uh,
Your tag title or your tag match,
B+.
I'm gonna give it a B. Unsanctioned,
A+.
S. Men's,
S.
S. And then Cena turning heel,
S.
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 S+. But that is all from us here at Disqualify. I am your new Disqualified Predictions Champion, Caleb. This has been Trevin. And behind that camera for the first time producing
it's
today
me.
was Gordon. And we shall see you Tuesday for Monday Night Raw reactions. Thank you for your time. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell 3 times so you know the match is over. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for your time. Peace.
Love y'all.